So this is the start of the recording for I think we're in game 6. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Game 6 of the Blood Bowl League, the finale of the losers bracket. Griffins Greats versus Oni's Lords of the Bell. Lord of the Bell, I'm not sure or not. What do you guys think? Who do you think's gonna win this one?
I'm thinking Oni. Yeah.
I did kill his highest scoring gutter runner to date from when he had played me.
The thing you gotta remember
Unless he
though is
could
that he had two of
replace him.
those. He has two of those levels, so you killed
Yeah.
half. Now, Griffin did take a major blow last week when I
He
killed
lost his lizard man too.
Yeah, his crocodile, whatever they're called. His
Crocodile.
hardest and biggest hitter died on field. So now, to be fair, Oni has lost a lot of units this whole time, but they're mostly been goblins. So I don't see it's going to be a big hit. I think Oni's going to be going into this with a fairly strong team that's leveled up its valuable players, whereas Griffin has lost both games now. Well, no, I guess technically he's beaten Oni. Should go to say this is the rematch. Griffin and Oni, I think, played game 2 of the season.
Yeah.
And now they're rematching, having both made their losses.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Oni, of course, has won a game in the losers bracket. You know this lesson since he knocked you out.
Yes, exactly.
Well, hopefully you've learned some lessons. It's ironic to say your name in any meaningful disrespect because you learned your lesson.
Yeah, I did. That's what the name is there for. Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, hopefully for next time when we bring in some new teams, and I guess you could make a new team if you want, but we're also bringing a new player who is going to bring in a so. Yeah, and waiting for that 300 second or whatever it was. But otherwise, Griffin seems to have not fallen back on the tactics that I thought he was going to go with last time, where we saw in his first game he was going for a passing play kind of style. Which is what I was very on the defensive for during our game. He did not seem to go with it, and in turn, well, he lost, but who knows. He did try to go in his entire first game with it, and it won him the game. And against a team like Oni, filled with little insignificant nothing, and a couple of big guys, it might be the play he goes for.
Griff still does have his frenzied werewolf.
Sure, but frenzy just means that you follow through on attacks. Basically a second round of attack.
Right. And he has to remember that the only werewolf only really works if he's alone. With anybody beside him, and more likely than not, he's going to go, nope, I'm not going to do anything.
Does the werewolf have loner? I don't recall that.
That's the problem when he played the first time. Yeah, he had loner and he kept putting people beside him, and I think he only attacked once.
Oh, look at all that petty cash that Griffin gets for losing his big guy.
Oh, yeah, 140.
Yeah, he could hire a star player.
Looks like I thought he was about to hire a master chef. Let's see what he gets.
No, he doesn't have enough for the bear.
To get a tame bear.
No, he's 20 short for tame bear. I mean, he's going to want something to cover him. Can't even afford a replacement Croxador. I believe Oni is also going to be down his assassin this game, if I'm right. The last injury the assassin took missed next game.
You're welcome, Griffin.
Can't afford it, Griffin. Do the math. Get 10 in the bank and 140 in petty.
Get the slink. The source. There you go.
And that's basically going to be it. I don't think there's much in the 40 range to get.
Let's see how good the source does them.
Unfortunately for the recording, I've got no sound when it comes to the game itself, so it's entirely on announcers.
And here we are at Birdnest Stadium.
Birdnest Stadium was which team? Was that Griffins Greats home stadium? We're in the back. It's crazy.
Still has his helmet on. As well, no, the Ogres love Blood Bowls. I'm not surprised.
They do.
Not as many of them play as you would think. Not this time.
Which one of your Warhammer characters was trying to create Blood Bowl in
the Human
fantasy?
Noble? The Human Noble.
That was hilarious. I wish that had gone somewhere.
I mean, it did. It made a stadium and a couple of teams.
I gotta keep my fingers off the keyboard because I want to manipulate the image and I can't.
Oh, yeah, you want to mess with the camera?
Yeah.
Like, look at this thing. Look.
I don't like the isometric angle. I always press C to make it straight. Now that I know that's how you do it. I didn't do it in my first game.
So it appears that the Griffins going for depth of field in defense.
Although he's going to be in attack.
Oh,
So looks like he's going to
setting up
keep
for that
their
run. Yeah,
center tied up and try to go around the sides.
yeah. Passing game, run and gun.
I mean, that was his play before. I mean, at the very least, it will give him extra experience. Every successful pass.
Oh,
Oh,
Now,
I felt that pain before having you data.
now, again, this is exactly what happened to me in the very first round of my match against Griffin, so it's poetic irony. But at the same time, I did beat him 4-0, so this isn't a death knell or anything.
it
just
is not a strong
sucks.
start, that's for sure. Especially for somebody who's looking to score early.
Like I said, I managed to recover. I can see Griffin would be able to manage to recover too, especially since he's on defense right now. I'm sorry, he's on offense. I don't know why I said that. All he has to do is protect the ball, and considering that most of Oni's reactive line is going to be tiny little goblins who jack shit about anything, not worth worrying.
Right.
Of course, it doesn't help when your throwing team has nobody to throw to because they're all laying on the ground.
And stayed on the ground.
Well, they have to recover from stunned, and then on his next turn, he's going to be able to.
Oh,
There we
shit.
go. I guess the
That's
assassin
The
was.
assassin.
Yeah, I guess the assassin was still in play. I missed. Yeah, the turn they get knocked down, they have to wait a turn for them to then roll over, as we've seen, and then you can stand them up on your turn. But until then, he still has to wait for his turn. And then you get those Chaos Warriors. The benefit is they have good stats, but they start with no ability. Yeah, it's very surprising that Refund has lasted long, given that he has the name denotes his value.
Right. He's been here this entire season.
I guess he hasn't met his Karen yet.
Is that with Ref? See, now it's hard to call any misplays at this point in the game due to how the game started. Obviously, Griff can't be called out for doing anything wrong because half of his players were on the field, on the face down.
Based on the pitch, yeah. And the rest were tied up.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he doesn't want to throw a pass downfield to a
No.
team that can't defend.
Oh, here
Yeah.
comes a foul.
Yeah, but again, it's Goblin. Nobody gives a shit. And Oni is always going to be about trying to get a injury off a player that's down. That's just the way Oni plays.
Putting the blood in Blood Bowl.
I don't know, it's always a promise that I tell people. If you leave them on the ground, I won't stomp on them. Pick them back up, we're going to brawl. The additional problem is that Griffin's big player here now is a hired star. That any experience he earns is basically stealing experience away from the rest of Griffin.
Is she going to go for the throw? I doubt it.
And so far, I'm only seeing lineman moving around. You want to see his catcher play.
I don't know what the catchers look like on this team.
Want to say that they're like the Norse, the Kislov circuit, but that might actually be the jumper that I'm missed for. Not the one in the middle, the one on the far left from Griffin. I called wrong. That is just a Kislov lineman. It's a different look.
Nice kick. But no permanent damage, so no worries.
He doesn't have a receiver on the.
I think he used the receiver. The Amazon's supposed to be the receiver.
Oh, I thought that was a
But he
thrower. Specifically, he should have a thrower and a catcher. Two different.
Yeah. Yes.
Nope, there he is. Far right. The I was gonna say shirtless dude. The most bald shirtless guy right down there, bottom right next to the.
The one bouncing.
Yeah, he's the catcher.
Are they trying to knock out the crocodilian?
Wouldn't be worthwhile.
No.
He's a hired player, so it's not going to even have any long-term effects. If you manage to somehow kill him this game, wouldn't matter to Griffin's team at all.
Well, he did waste some money if he did kill him.
But he rented him for this game only. So even then, because he only spent 130, and that was out of petty cash, so he didn't even spend a 10K he had in his own bank. I mean, on Odie's side, an injury is an injury, and that's experience. But and doing any sort of long-term damage to Griffin makes. I mean, at this point, Oni has to think about stopping Griffin's progression downfield, and the fact that the ball is still being held by a thrower means that Griffin has to be setting up for some sort of pass.
And looks like Oni's trying to get around defense here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what I'm trying to imply here is that you need to focus on the units down the field less so than the units that are holding the ball, basically.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah, but he has so many loners.
he wants to pressure the ball carrier, but not with those little guys.
Conceivably, yeah, he's either going to run this catcher down the field and pass to, which I don't think is going to work out because there's too many intercepts along the path. Or he's going to run the ball holder up to one of these guys and just hand off and then have them run the rest of the way. Or I guess he could sideways pass, but I don't know why that would be any better than.
Well, his Crocodilian is a knockdown this round, so not getting a lot of things out of that investment so far.
Well, let's slow down the chaos sight. You got one team
Oh,
reroll for this entire half. You used it on a blitz.
Well, he doesn't let that gutter runner.
I mean, it's fair. It's
Ooh.
where half of all of Oni's experience is gone.
left his cousin is KO.
An injury would have been better, but it's still good. Keep him out of the game for the majority. Really going to hinder Oni's ability to win.
Yeah, he only has so many gutter runners.
I mean, it looks like he's really considering just doing the handoff, like I mentioned before.
He can do it safely, and if he could have done it safely, but now he's depending on his stats on the one-on-one. I guess he wanted to block that Chaos Warrior just in case.
Well, yeah, in case he fails the pass.
Ooh, well,
Time for a refund.
Yeah, brought him up early. I'm surprised he lasted. He didn't. Fortunately, looks like he's given up his ability to make the pass, which is really going to give Oni a grand old opening. I mean, it might not seem like it, but he has the units on the ground that can stand up, and then ability to blitz ever present. I guess Griffin's really just setting up for the pass anyway. So all I can see happening next round is that catcher running downfield and Griffin going for a throw.
Right. Though you could run his thrower downfield a little bit to get parallel with the catcher, and then.
Well, that's what I said. I don't see the merit in doing a sideways pass because you're still just using the same amount of movement allowance. Yep, got a little bit of a hang up on my end. There we go. Come back. Or not. No longer getting the loading signal, just got a frozen screen.
Yep, the Chaos Warrior really did push the player that he was going to hand off to out. Well, on the edge anyway.
North lineman.
Yeah. So now they're putting pressure on the Amazon, on all the players really.
Going for another lineman. Pushed him away but did not knock him over. The assassin is up and looking for blood. Beastman is going after a Norse lineman. Calvin Coolidge is no longer going to matter for this game. Oh no, he's only knocked down, not out. Diving tackle on the Goblin gets knocked down.
Alright, there we go. Finally recovered Griffin's stream. So any viewers in the VOD are going to have to play that out like it was 1920s soccer.
Yeah, I can see what you were saying. Might be going for the pass. If he can open it up.
I mean, he's going to have to go through 2 to 3 intercept zones. The Beastman in front, the Chaos Warrior, and possibly the runner back there could all have chance to intercept. And obviously, I think go with the Beastman or the runner. Higher agility. From Oni's side, higher agility means a better chance of reception. Bell Lord from Lords of the Bell KO'd.
Mm-hmm.
I think that happens every match, actually, come to think of it.
He got his bell rung, basically.
I think every time Bell Lord has gone down. I mean, it doesn't play well when mascot of your team is well known for taking the hits.
He may have an opening now. Well, not entirely. He still has an intercept zone, but knowing Griffin, he probably's going to try it anyway.
Yeah, I just don't really see. If he throws to where he is now, there's what, maybe a goblin in the way? Oh, no, he's going for. Okay.
He might fall down, though.
Yeah, he's already used his reroll, too. And he's KO'd.
Oh, he's KO'd. Oh, shit.
So all that setup has amounted to nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's got to take his flimsy little cage and try to push it to the end. Or, I guess, hand it off.
The assassin strikes again with a stun.
We're halfway through the first half.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not looking good for either team if you think about it.
Their numbers are dwindling on both sides. I mean, this game, I might not have had a Rat Ogre, but I had 15 players on my bench.
Yep. Means every time a weak guy got hit, replaced him.
Another weak guy.
Some call that.
It's a lot of dodges in order to try to put more pressure on the Amazon.
Yeah, really early on, he didn't care very much about the Goblin. But now that he's running out of money and teammates, he's really given thought to the dodges. Because otherwise, I believe they're tricky. It means they get a bit of a chance to get around dodge zone.
Oh, that's stunty.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
My mind's in 100 different... Griffin doesn't give a shit about the guy because he doesn't click on him once. He doesn't want to know what abilities the Goblin has. He just cares about Bucket for some reason. He really wants to know about Bucket.
Oh, I see Bucket there too.
Yeah, it's the only unit Griffin has selected. Not even really looking at him, but he really wants to know what Bucket's up to. In fact, it almost looked like Griffin couldn't care what was happening at all as he was looking downfield.
Ooh. Another reroll.
Yeah, he still has one left.
You might go for a dodge.
I mean, the thing is that Beastmen are better when they blitz, so you had to think about it for a minute. That's what the horns are. They get a bonus when they're running downfield and charging.
Now, if the Griffin can clear the immediate area, and he can, or could be, he might have a chance. But Leonidas out of commission for now. It's
a gutter runner, a beast man, and a goblin, and he's got most of his pieces right here. I think it's fairly well off. He's getting some unfortunate rolls here.
Yeah, he might get himself crowd surfed.
He could push out the baseman all the way out if he wanted to.
Yeah, but he'd have to use the ball holder to do it. Yeah, do you want to walk over there and hand it off and risk a trip? You want to make a bad throw? Well, there you go. There you go. Try to make a mini cage to block the probably two people that are going to be coming running after you. You get the assassin out there, who I don't remember what his movement allowance is. Probably not high. But you have the beastman there, who also has to stand up, which is going to be half.
The gutter runner could do it, but they're weak.
Ooh.
No long-term effect.
Yeah, but it's again eliminated, so they'll come back in the half game.
Possible. The possibilities. Halftime. Whatever.
Halftime.
Football. Another fascinating game of sports ball.
They'll go for the assassin. Oh.
Now you would have thought he had more agility.
Oh, reroll did not work for the assassin.
And injured.
And he's injured.
I have a real feeling that by the end of this season, we're going to see a couple more new teams. You're going to reach the point where you think, I now have a team score of a 900, and you start with 1,000. Maybe I should just start a new team. I mean, that's what Griffin entered this game.
Careful.
Yeah. Knocked out our catcher by doing this.
Oh, another one to the sidelines. They just push him off. Much better.
Yeah, that's the thing, is he's not being blocked on the side. He has the option of sideways. Where you see Griffins just being petty. I was just trying to eliminate as many guys as can.
Oh, another KO.
Which is a chance to wake up any down. Any turnover. I'll get these words right eventually. I'm only here all the time.
And we get our first score of the game. Oh, wow. No comeback. Well, yes, 2 comebacks for...
The Amazon cheerleaders should be men.
I think they're all ladies, no matter which game you're in. Yeah. But you're right. Should be.
You can have zombies. The undead can have zombie.
Or mummies, I think it is, that they're wrapped in bandages. I'm not really sure.
Can't remember, and I haven't wasted money on upgrading that side of things.
Yeah.
I mean, you can upgrade your field and everything. I just don't know what it does, and obviously I want apothecaries, and I want rerolls. I want things that I feel during a game.
You do get some, I think, field advantage when you play in your field, but only so much. We already seen how Griffin playing his own field didn't actually help him much, even though he did score, but still.
Right, but it's not cheap either, upgrading your field. It's probably visual, probably real. It's like, look at my field compared to you. That's how much better of it I can afford to do this.
Well, if you do what any real team goes, go to the local baron and have him tax the locals and pay for the renovation.
I did my game of Griff's game of Warhammer. Got all the nobles together, form their own team and have to pay for the arena. Now, it's not impossible for Oni to tie the game.
Perfect defense.
So any team was able to do it. I believe it would be Oni's to be able to score a two-turn, even against the overwhelming odds he has in front of him. Come to think, this has been basically every time Oni's play. What it looks like is that he has run out of teammates. Griffin has left a number of openings, although he does have a number of people in the back too. So the real benefit of having a guy on your team who is only there to stab people. I mean, most other people are here at the end of the day, pick up a ball and move it downfield. That guy is only here to stab people. Interesting.
He's gonna try to do a cage, or he's gonna go try to pass the
Hand off.
Hand off, yeah.
I mean, I think he has a better chance of actually scoring if he just leaves it in the gutter runner's hand. So I said interesting because I thought he would have gone for the right-hand side of the field, which has less of Griffin's players on it. But I guess he's going for the protection of two Chaos instead.
And some goblins, but they're worth bump and kiss.
Right, but I think at this point you're counting on the movement allowance of the gutter runner more so than you are the tackle zone around you. And if you were going to go ahead.
He has severe disadvantages, and trying to basically hand it over. Yeah.
Right. Ouch. Well, I mean, if you were going to go for a passing maneuver, I think you'd want to hand it over to Beastman and not a Chaos. Chaos Warriors have low agility. Beastmans have kind of medium agility and other stats to win out. That's why they got the horn blitzing. Werewolf doesn't have loner, does he?
No, it was the
What's the I represent? Frenzy.
No, it was I mixed up werewolf with the crocodilian. He's the one who has loner,
which is dead now, so not even a concern.
Yeah, or injured.
Well, no, I'm sorry. I meant Griffin's original crocodilisk, or whatever it's called, is dead.
Croxagore.
Yes.
All gone.
Is he so confident he can get the ball that he's moving people down?
I mean, the gutter runner does have to make a lot of dodge. Well, not if he moves them literally all out of the way, but he is moving some back, so he is cognizant of the fact that he has to guard the rear somehow. We have seen a number of the gunner runners dodge the entire field.
Yes.
And we know Oni does not mind taking risks with his runners.
Well, we also know that if he loses this, he's out, and it goes to me and Griffin the finals. And if he doesn't plan to play this team again, if he plans to replace for next bracket, then he might be willing to throw anything to the wind.
Oh, the gutter runner still has the ball, though.
I mean, obviously, from a partial, I can't say from an impartial, from a partial standpoint, I want to see these two injure their teams as much as possible, because whoever wins goes on to play me, right? So,
I mean, more like bias, right? Oh, he's going for it.
No, I'm very partial to them killing each other.
I mean, no, that the term would be that biased, not partial.
No, I'm partial and biased.
You're partially biased.
There we go. Let's go half and half.
Run, ready, run.
Problem is that even if he was going to go balls out, he has too many dodge zones. Well, I guess only 3.
Yeah.
And no rerolls. Chaos Warriors still move? No, you're risking it for the busy. And that ends the down.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on to 7. Knew he had to get surrounded here. If they don't knock the ball out of his hand, Oni could still make the touch. Oh, but he gave that guy block, too.
Yeah, he was pretty smart to do that.
I mean, it's usually the first thing I give all of my guys. The 2 Beastmen I was able to level up off of Griffin's game with me, they both got blocked now. What's the result going to be? Yep, there we go. Not going to be a touchdown today. Especially not out of a stun. Now, if he was able to throw it downfield, have somebody catch it, no chance.
No.
Catchers aren't up anymore, so he can't throw it to somebody who has that movement allowance.
But he can do some damage and hold the ball, so...
Sure, but halftime is also where the majority of people who are going to get back into the game will come back to the game. So even though it seems like overwhelming odds right now, there's the possibility that we could see again come the turnaround. I would have chosen both down on that one, because your guy has block, the other guy doesn't. You still would have inflicted the damage. I'm saying that now. And honestly, if you see me playing, you would have seen me mouse over both icons, spending 10 seconds to read both of them, and then realizing what it meant.
Oh, you don't have the pressure of having to have to play. Oh, against the assassin.
The assassin already has a injury on the lasting, I believe, movement allowance, which doesn't really affect him that much, since he usually stands wherever the hell he is and stabs whoever's nearby. I think the biggest loss that Griffin's team could have right now is if the werewolf died.
Nobody got killed. Stunned anyway.
Are we going to see a foul? Yep.
Probably.
42% too.
Oh. I mean, it's near halftime, so.
I just think in the hierarchy of what Griff has remaining wise, the werewolf is the most threatening thing out there.
Well, not a lot of recoveries.
None at all, apparently. Wait, KOs? Nope, nothing.
No.
So, in fact, we're not going to see anything change.
Oh, the calculating is back.
Well, no, the crocodile, the croc was only sitting in the replacement side. Griff, for some reason, chose not to put him on the field last round. So, yeah, we're going to be hard-pressed to see a comeback from Oni. Now, in fairness, our standing rule is, on a tie, whoever has the highest fan factor roll at the end is the winner. So if Oni can just score 1 point and prevent Griffin from scoring any, there is a random chance who wins here.
Well, did any of the teams buy additional fan factor during creation?
So, we're entirely beholden to our investors. We want the fans to be happy. And on a tie, no one's really high. And obviously, we have no precedent for setting up who advances on a tie. So, whoever the fans liked most during a game, that's our tiebreaker.
Griff's choosing to kick it out of Oni's reach, or tried to.
Which didn't work out for him.
This back.
And one of the harder people to knock down has the ball. There's a good chance he could just walk the ball to the end now. I mean, it's a crazy way to score the point here, but at the same time, also kind of like the best way to get a Chaos Warrior XP. Don't know why you would go for it with a Chaos Warrior.
Because you want to fall on your ass.
Oh, because he was blitzing. I got it. I mean, it's still dumb. Chaos Warrior has to have one of the least amounts of agility in a league. It's effectively just giving up the ball, which we saw happen.
I have no pity for Oni if you lose after that one.
Well, I mean, despite me effectively winning the league so far, Oni is still our resident expert at the game. So, when I see plays happening, I expect Oni to be making only intelligent ones. Again, he's the guy who runs his own leagues on the side. Well, sometimes. Granted, this is the only type of team I've ever seen him play either. So, when it comes to experience and a type of play in a game exactly like this one, I expect Oni to be the master of this. At the same time, get a little bit behind-the-scenes meta, Oni also will be away now, which means that if he loses, Griff and I can continue playing. Again, I am both partial and biased. Also, again, the added benefit of the sooner we enter this bracket, the sooner we get people back in and playing.
Again, King Leonidas is just eating the floor.
Not a lot Oni can actually... He's got, what, 5 people?
Pretty much.
One of them's a goblin, which doesn't bode well for anybody at any time in the history of the game. Nope,
He's
6
trying
people.
to get that ball, but...
6 people. I forgot the person that he crazily blitzed down the field. I think to show the weight of things, Chaos Warrior is a middle tier to top tier unit on the Chaos side. Has the same amount of strength as the top tier of the Lizard Man human hybrid team we got going here.
Well, hybrid, you only have one Crocodilian. I mean,
Right.
have.
I just mean that the Chaos side has a higher tier strength unit than even that.
But it only has so few of them on the field that going for the takeover.
But again, he has a problem with the going for it.
Has to waste those rerolls, even if he has them.
Trying to figure his tactic out here, and
Putting a lot of pressure on the ball carrier. It hasn't worked out yet. We'll see if it works now.
I mean, obviously, though, you saw he was looking at the pass mechanic, so kind of in the brain of Griffin now.
Yeah, we haven't seen Griffin do a lot of passing. In fact, little or no passing in this game.
He set himself up at the very first game, obviously tested out entirely, and then hasn't done it since.
Which is a change from before, that's for sure.
There we go. Got an injury in play. No long-term effect. Just means he'll be out for the rest of this match anyway.
Even the odds a little bit. Now he's gonna go. Oh no,
Not for a 17% chance. No.
No, that's not even.
Though he's a guy with a leap, so he can get out of there anyway. Kislov Circus. That's the benefit of playing Kislov Circus.
Oh, nice
pass.
So that's XP for everybody.
Yep, completely eliminating the possibility of Oni being able to tie up this game. This guy gets a lot of poses.
He does, indeed.
Oh, the werewolf's back. I guess he's paying for those fouls by those guys who aren't going to be allowed back on the field again. Keeping those two in the back line just to make sure that Oni doesn't run anybody around. Again, Oni has so few left on the field.
Well, it seems that it doesn't seem it. Blood Bowl is as much about endurance as about anything else, if not more so.
I mean, he doesn't have enough people in the field to form a cave. I'm just saying that. Yeah, have the Goblin catch the ball. That's how desperately he is now.
Oh, fumble.
Well, I mean, it was from the kickoff, so it didn't count.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was lucky in his account.
I guess he was just trying to move the assassin into a space so that he could better attack somebody.
And stun somebody. Again.
The best chance here is, I would say Beastman pick up the ball. Clearly Oni isn't for it. He loves the gunner runner. For me, the Beastman is a better replacement.
And for Oni, the Beastman is a better battering ram. Ouch.
Rouse Goblins were loners. I might have said that already during this game, too. I mean, this is basically Griffin's best chance. Just score a bunch of touchdowns. And get
he could possibly run right around them.
Again, Bellord is stunned.
a great mascot.
Oh, no, not at all.
You take your catch, run him around, pick up the ball, and then do whatever the hell you want for the rest of the game. Literally, Odie has no positions left to do anything back.
It looks like Griff's in a good shape here.
Might as well go for it.
I
mean, what's the risk?
I mean, he has better players to do it.
Yeah, that's fair. At the end of the day, the only goal is Oni doesn't score, Griffin scores, and I don't see it, a mitigating factor.
Oh, he's going for the XP. That's what he's trying to do.
Yeah, none of these intercept chances are going to happen, so.
Well, I've had an intercept on the 17%.
That was a bad throw, but the intercept was not likely. Say what you will, you gotta admit, Assassin does work.
Taking the poster down.
Yeah, and he has his Chaos Warrior in the pickup realm of the ball.
But the government's going for it instead, and has fucked up the pickup.
Well, he had last reroll, so.
I want to see him go for it.
Nope, just a ball. Just a real trip over.
And no reroll this time. And stun, too.
I mean, obviously, Griffin's going to go to shut down this so he doesn't have some sort of two-turn and tied game sort of scenario. You'd hate to have lost it all on the last 4 rounds of the game. He's very indecisive on where to start this, though, apparently.
He might be a bit overconfident. I think that's the problem.
Yeah, hard to knock over a gutter runner.
I mean, it's not that hard. It's just he doesn't have high-strength units. Well, no rerolls, so what you can do, right? Here at the end, fewer and fewer players on the field. Turnovers come fast. The Thauruses are saying those are the same what I'm saying. Shut up.
That Chaos Warrior really doesn't like that Viking.
I mean, at least in this game, Oni needs to be set up to at least get one. Gutrunner has to have some good movement allowance to be able to get at least, I don't know, because he's going for it to get him to the touchdown.
I think so. At that range, yeah.
One more?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if he gets one more touchdown in the three rounds remaining,
He could. Entirely possible.
and then leave it entirely up to fan fact.
That's basically how I got my tied score with them. I ran 2 in real quick.
Oni gets nobody back. Griffin gets 2 people back. Seems highly unlikely this will turn out well for Oni.
Let's not call it a comeback, at least not yet.
Only's desperate not to put a goblin on the front line.
Again, he only has 6 units left. Half of a full, especially if one of them's a goblin. The more likely result is it's going to end 3-1. Yeah, super decisive for some reason. A lot of time spent there just figuring out which way he was going to knock the guy who dodged.
I think he was trying to see if he actually could get this guy down the field, which is what he's trying to do.
At some point, you're going to
Yeah,
have
he
to
grabbed the
move
ball.
Helen of Troy, which I think is the one right there in the middle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
to
the
pick up the
Amazon.
ball, yeah. Well, he used to have 2, Helen of Troy, and I can't remember the other.
Cleopatra?
Yeah, that's right.
I think she died because
I know, she could
Not
be
here.
over there in the injured area. Griffin never looked to the sides of the field, so we'll never know.
Revenge of the Wolfman. We'll see.
Pick up, and I'm planning, but playing that well, especially since this is a reroll he didn't have to begin with. Trying to throw it his head.
He apparently is.
No, it looks like he's setting up defense. The same thing we saw a couple of rounds ago. Because then again, he really doesn't have to score. All he has to do is make sure that Oni does score. Again, bit of block. I say, seeing all double pushes is always so disappointing. I mean, watching or playing means that nothing's really happening other than adjusting.
A goblin did something. Holy shit.
Not really. Just a dude's gonna stand up next round. What the Goblin did, the Goblin ate up a blitz that this Gutter Runner could have been using.
We see the assassin fail for the first time.
Oh no, we've seen him fail a lot.
I mean, in this game.
Yeah, this game. 70%
on.
chance of pass. Gotta get that Gutter Runner out of the way. By which I meant blitz the Gutter Runner, but whatever. There we go.
Knock him into next week.
Still not a good pass chance, but hey, you bonus speed, right? Oh, there we go. The guy has diving catch. Yep. Really eliminating any chance Oni ever had. Again, Kislev Circus. Not that Griffin needs any more people. That guy
But
is
it
not
never
woken
hurts.
up. That guy is not woken up the whole game. So the only regret Oni would have was that he fouled twice and had 2 people knocked out of the game. And those 2 people really have been helping him this whole time. Effectively 4 rounds left in the match. If I know Oni, the thing he's thinking right now is, how can I kill I hate to see that happen. Although actually getting an injury would have been worse.
That ball is off. Yeah, he's going to try to step. Going to go for the step. Again, another failure.
He's got to get the Beastman clear, or he's got a runner to run in. But, I mean, couldn't be in a better position for Griff to try and get a 4th goal.
Really run up the score.
Hey, I mean, I 4-0 to Griff, so Griff coming back with 4-0 himself. Great.
Ooh.
1 point of movement allowance. From a lineman isn't that bad. You want your lineman to be able to stop people from moving forwards, not themselves. At the same time, they are Kislev Circus guys, so maybe a movement allowance is their main draw. They have the Goblin going, Crocodor, whatever they're called.
Saurus?
No, it's not a Saurus. Saurus is 1 step down. Croc's the gore. And he leveled up. I think Lefty's cousin is now level 3. Griff, figure out. There we go. Nope, he's level 2. Griff had to figure out how his mouse.
I mean, right now, Griffin really has to play defense.
Well, Griffin doesn't have to do anything. Griffin could fall asleep for the next 3 minutes, and he'd still win. It's physically impossible for him to lose the game right now. Griffin could go decide to make himself a sandwich, eat said sandwich, and then meet us back for the call after game, and still say, I won, right?
Hmm.
That is very true.
Oni has one
It's so
turn
true.
left. Oni could not make a touchdown in one turn, let alone 2 touchdowns. It would not be entertaining for us, mind you, that Griffin just let the clock run for 2 turns. That's what happens. You made the floor slippery with all the blood of the guy who just hit. Now, you're going to see a foul with Oni's last turn. That we will. Clearly not getting the stabs, although, again, I don't know why you would stab the guy who's just been hired for 1 game. At the very least, this is a game that's really going to affect the top threes for armor breaks and whatnot. The best players of the season surely be changed. That's double down.
Yep. Looks like that's it.
I've got the one last Griffin turn.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, unless he's going to intend to foul someone, I don't see it any real reason to play it out. Because otherwise, you just have, I guess you could pass. You go for one more XP pass. The real foul type of guy. Apparently, Oni was unprepared for the option to intercept.
Yeah, getting those XP.
Yeah, but unfortunately, you're going to do one of those a turn, so. You only got one blitz, so get everyone set up for that. Oh, okay. Sorry, guys. I froze literally right there when he was taking the last action. It's like, oh, okay.
So I guess our predictions were wrong after all.
I don't. Hold on a sec. Let's mute up over here and head over to that chat and see the final thoughts. All right. Good game. Good
Hey.
game.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
the questions are coming hard and fast here. I can't keep up.
the thing is that most of us predicted that you were going to lose, Griffin, and you proved us wrong.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you took a pretty
By
hard
one
hit
margin.
without death last game, so it seemed like Oni, with his let's murder the whole other team typical strategy, would have played through there. But I guess we just didn't take into account how many deaths Oni has suffered throughout the entire season.
These things happen.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of goblins over there, and they still aren't holding up too well.
I mean, arguably, if you hadn't fouled and gotten 2 of them kicked out of the game, you might have had the manpower.
That all
So-
cut out for me.
I heard an argument, but I didn't hear the end of it.
Yeah.
What questions you guys got?
Well, the thing is, we're also expecting you to try to go for the passing game, press it, but you changed that. It's like, we don't have to do that today, and that was a good move. Otherwise, this would have been a different game. Definitely.
Oh yeah, I definitely tried to set it up with it, and I had one very good set of plays there. A definite Kislev maneuver in there with the leap and the pass, and the double flank with the catchers on both sides, so it's hard to predict where it'll go. But yeah, most of the time I could just walk it down. Just
when
because
your
of the high
catcher
casualty
fell
rates.
over on the going for it, I was devastated.
Yeah, I guess that's a real slap in the face for Oni there. I could just walk it through most of the time.
There's always next season.
Yeah, well, that's
And
what I was saying a lot of the time during this match, is that a lot of these players I don't feel like are going to care about their teams very much anymore after this first season.
You can always trade them back.
Or buy a new
I assume
team.
we're doing that. I like sticking with the same team. I'm hoping we're doing another season after this.
So what have you got for Oni?
Runner-up
I
trophy.
mean, pretty much, yeah.
I mean, Griffin's going to go into this match for the victory. Griffin has to beat me twice in a row in order to achieve that victory. I only have to beat Griffin once due to how the bracket is set up, which means that Oni here is our third place victor for the entire bracket.
Woot woot.
Oh yeah. So it's going to be down to
Way to
figure
go,
out
Oni.
who's first and second.
Pretty much.
All right, any final thoughts on the O2?
I'm good. I had a good time watching the game.
It was a fun season.
Glad you did.
Mhm.
All right.
Very, very, very entertaining.
Let's see if I can beat Theater twice in a row.
We're about to find out.
Oh, I was very confused there for a second. It's like, you haven't beat me once yet. Oh, that's right.
Correct.
I got 2 more. I got 2 more to go if I'm gonna win this.
I mean, I killed your star player. Let's see what I can do next.
Ooh.
Oh dear. Well, till next time then.
Yep, it's been Know Your Role Blood Bowl League. See you next time.
Bye bye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, Al.